Pirates of the Caribbean 2003 sailed into film history with its thrilling adventure unforgettable characters and Johnny Depp's legendary Captain Jack Sparrow, capturing the hearts of audiences worldwide. More than 2 decades later, fans still celebrate the epic moments, the humor and the swashbuckling charm. But what happened to the actors who brought this blockbuster to life? From rising stars who became household names to beloved, supporting cast, their journeys since the first voyage are filled with triumphs, surprises, and challenges. In 2025, we explore where these iconic performers are now revealing how their careers and lives have evolved since setting sail on the high seas of Hollywood fame. David Bailey was born on December 4, 1937, and took on the role of Cotton the Mute Pirate, who relied on his parrot to speak for him in Pirates of the Caribbean 2003 at age 66. Cotton was an enigmatic presence, blending silent loyalty with a peculiar, almost eerie charm, offering audiences a counterbalance to Jack Sparrow's flamboyant chaos. Bailey's own life reflected a quiet complexity. Born in Springs, South Africa, he grew up amid political tension and social upheaval, experiencing a childhood of relative isolation and early exposure to prejudice, which nurtured his introspective nature. His career was rich yet understated, spanning stage, film, and television, with performances in the Royal Shakespeare Company and the National Theatre. And he cultivated interests in photography and computer programming, demonstrating a multifaceted intellect. Despite his professional accolades, Bailey's path was not free from challenges. Periods of underemployment, the precarious nature of acting work, and occasional typecasting into eccentric or supporting roles tested his resilience. He led a largely scandal-free life, maintaining a reputation for professionalism, though those closest to him noted a certain stubborn intensity and perfectionism in both craft and personal projects. Relationships were private and selectively cultivated, with few publicized romances, reflecting a preference for solitude over public attention. Bailey faced the slow, inevitable effects of aging and the isolation that can accompany a long career in the arts. Yet he remained active until late in life, contributing to photography exhibitions and literary endeavors. He passed away on March 6, 2021 in London at the age of 83, leaving an estate valued at approximately $1 to $2 million, comprised of his earnings residuals from television and film and personal investments, leaving a legacy of a quietly brilliant character actor whose understated presence enriched one of Hollywood's most iconic franchises. Johnny Depp was born on June 9, 1963, and took on the transformative role of Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean 2003 at age 40, creating a character that became a global icon of eccentricity, moral ambiguity, and swashbuckling charm. Sparrow's unpredictable nature, cunning intellect, and flamboyant style revolutionized modern pirate cinema, making Depp synonymous with the character and earning him critical acclaim, an Oscar nomination, and lasting cultural impact. Depp's childhood in Owensboro, Kentucky, was riddled with instability. His parents' divorce, frequent moves, and a difficult school life fostered a sense of alienation, while early exposure to music and performance offered both escape and a means to mask insecurities. His career path was marked by dazzling highs and destabilizing lows, from box office triumphs to professional disputes, financial mismanagement, and high-profile legal battles, including a widely publicized defamation trial with ex-wife Amber Heard that brought personal turmoil into public scrutiny. Depp has been candid about struggles with substance abuse, legal entanglements, and lavish spending, all of which complicated his financial and personal stability despite decades of commercial success. Relationships have been fraught and highly scrutinized, with multiple marriages, affairs, and contentious partnerships, creating both scandal and public fascination. Despite controversies, Depp has continued to work demonstrating resilience and a singular commitment to his craft, often channeling personal chaos into complex, compelling performances. He remains alive at 62 with an estimated net worth of $150 million, though fluctuating due to legal settlements, extravagant expenditures, and ongoing investments in film production, real estate, and art. Depp's enduring legacy is as a brilliant, unpredictable talent whose off-screen tumult and on-screen charisma are inseparably intertwined, illustrating the fine line between genius and self-destruction in Hollywood stardom. Trevor Goddard was born on October 14, 1962, and appeared as Grapple, a fierce and menacing member of the cursed Black Pearl crew in Pirates of the Caribbean 2003 at age 41, a role filmed just months before his untimely death. Grapple's intensity and intimidating presence reflected Goddard's own gravitation toward tough, physically commanding roles, including Kano in Mortal Kombat and Mick Brumby in Jag, where he cultivated an image of rugged masculinity. Goddard's early life in Croydon, England was marred by instability. He endured a fractured family environment, frequent relocations, and episodes of bullying that left him wary of trust and prone to secrecy, shaping a persona both charming and guarded. Professionally, he wrestled with industry typecasting and the pressures of maintaining a tough guy image, which limited the diversity of his opportunities despite evident talent. Off-screen, Goddard faced severe personal struggles. He falsified Australian heritage to access roles, entered a tumultuous marriage that was dissolving at the time of his death, and battled substance abuse, including cocaine, heroin, and prescription medications, highlighting a life of escalating risk and volatility. His most serious career setback was a combination of addiction and unreliable behavior on set, which caused strained relationships with producers and co-stars, casting shadows over his reputation and curtailing opportunities that might have elevated his profile further. Goddard's personal life was a turbulent mix of creative ambition, romantic strife, and self-destructive habits, culminating in his tragic death from an accidental overdose on June 7, 2003, in North Hollywood, California, at age 40. His net worth at the time was estimated at $500,1 million, a modest sum reflecting both his short career and the financial consequences of addiction, leaving behind a cautionary tale of prodigious talent cut short by personal demons. Geoffrey Rush, born July 6, 1951, in Toowoomba, Queensland, Australia, stepped into the role of Captain Hector Barbossa in Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl in 2003 at age 52, bringing to life a cunning theatrical pirate whose charisma and ruthlessness made him an unforgettable presence. Barbossa was a master manipulator, unpredictable and darkly humorous, with a flair for dramatic speeches and a peculiar obsession with Apple's traits. Rush portrayed with Shakespearean precision, blending menace and charm. Rush's childhood was shaped by a rigid, conservative family environment where emotional restraint was demanded and personal eccentricities were quietly suppressed. He was often teased for his sensitivity and love of performance, developing a private world of creativity as refuge. His career was marked by brilliance, but also turbulence. Acclaimed stage and screen work sometimes collided with Hollywood politics, and he faced intense scrutiny over his meticulous, sometimes perfectionist approach, which reportedly alienated co-stars on occasion. The most public controversy came in 2017 when he was accused of inappropriate behavior during rehearsals, a claim he consistently denied, and ultimately won a defamation lawsuit over highlighting both the fragility of reputation and the ferocity with which he defended himself. Personally, Rush has maintained long-term marriages and a relatively private home life, though the pressures of fame and intense career focus occasionally strained relationships. His stability has been tested by public controversy, yet his devotion to craft and theater has remained unwavering. Today, at 73, he continues acting in both film and stage, with a net worth estimated at $40 million built from decades of celebrated performances awards and strategic investments, leaving a legacy as one of the few actors to achieve the Triple Crown of acting while navigating both acclaim and scandal with resilience and gravitas. Orlando Bloom, born January 13, 1977, in Canterbury, England, assumed the role of Will Turner in Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl in 2003 at age 26, portraying a blacksmith-turned-pirate whose courage, loyalty, and relentless pursuit of love made him an immediate fan favorite. Will Turner's journey from dutiful apprentice to heroic pirate mirrored the archetypal romantic adventurer, and Bloom infused the role with earnestness and physical agility that anchored the film's fantastical elements. Bloom's early life was marked by instability. His parents separated when he was young, and financial hardship, coupled with teasing over his artistic ambitions, fostered both resilience and insecurity, shaping a persona attuned to public scrutiny. Professionally, Bloom faced both meteoric success and the pitfalls of typecasting, with early stints in modeling and minor roles preceding his breakout in The Lord of the Rings. His performance in Pirates cemented him as a Hollywood heartthrob, but also exposed him to relentless tabloid attention. His personal life has been highly publicized, including a turbulent marriage to model Miranda Kerr, and a widely reported relationship with pop star Katy Perry, alongside paparazzi-captured incidents of smoking and occasional outbursts, though these never derailed his career. Bloom has faced professional disappointment, including projects delayed or canceled due to studio politics. Yet he has cultivated a reputation for professionalism and charm on set. At 48, he remains active in film, theater, and philanthropy, with a net worth estimated between $35 to $50 million, amassed through blockbusters endorsements and savvy investments, reflecting a life negotiated between global fame, personal scrutiny, and the pressures of maintaining an iconic screen persona. Keira Knightley, born March 26, 1985, in London. England took on the role of Elizabeth Swann in Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl in 2003, at just 18, delivering a performance that balanced vulnerability, intelligence, and fearless determination. Elizabeth Swann's transformation from a refined governor's daughter to a resilient strategic participant in pirate intrigue required Knightley to embody both youthful audacity and mature poise, earning her recognition as a rising star capable of holding her own alongside established actors. Her upbringing was complex. Raised in a family deeply immersed in the performing arts, she experienced early exposure to adult pressures and public scrutiny, with teasing from peers over her career ambitions, forcing her to develop a guarded, disciplined persona. Knightley navigated a career punctuated by intense expectations, critical acclaim, and occasional media clashes, notably over issues of body image and privacy, while also advocating for feminism and mental health causes, stances that sometimes drew both admiration and criticism. Romantic relationships and marriage to musician James Wrighton in 2013, along with raising 2 children, presented additional challenges, balancing family and demanding professional schedules. Knightley's trajectory has included high-profile successes and a few career setbacks, such as project delays or roles lost due to age constraints, which she has addressed with selective role choices. At 40, she maintains a powerful presence in both blockbuster films and independent cinema, with a net worth estimated at $50 million, derived from acting endorsements and intellectual property rights, marking her as a performer who has managed fame scrutiny and personal advocacy, while continually evolving in a notoriously unforgiving industry. Damian O'Hare, born August 13, 1977, in Belfast, Northern Ireland, assumed the role of Lieutenant Gillette in Pirates of the Caribbean 2003 at age 26, portraying the disciplined, observant, and morally grounded officer whose loyalty and skepticism toward Jack Sparrow's antics added crucial tension and structural coherence to the narrative. O'Hare's childhood was shaped by the turbulence of growing up in Northern Ireland during the Troubles, experiencing both economic instability and exposure to sectarian conflict, which instilled a cautious, reflective personality and an early capacity for self-reliance and observation. Professionally, O'Hare has faced the classic challenges of supporting actors, typecasting, sporadic opportunities, and the subtle politics of auditioning in a competitive international industry. He has been noted for intense preparation and insistence on authenticity in performances, qualities that sometimes frustrated directors but ultimately elevated his work, earning respect across stage television and film. Though he has no publicly known scandals, O'Hare's private life reveals the stresses of maintaining balance between demanding professional commitments and personal relationships, with sources noting periods of estrangement from family during extended overseas shoots. His personal history also hints at an underlying pressure to reconcile public expectations with private integrity, navigating the fine line between artistic ambition and personal stability. Currently, 48 years old, O'Hare continues to work steadily across film, television, and voice acting, including credits in Hatfield's and McCoy's Justice League Action and Constantine's City of Demons, maintaining a disciplined, low-profile existence in the UK. His net worth is estimated at $1 to $2 million, composed of earnings from consistent acting roles, voice work, and royalties, reflecting a career built on professionalism, resilience, and a dedication to craft rather than high-profile celebrity or sensationalism. Mackenzie Crook, born September 29, 1971, in Maidstone, Kent. England took on the role of Ragetti in Pirates of the Caribbean 2003, at age 32, delivering a performance that remains iconic for its blend of slapstick absurdity and unexpectedly poignant humanity. Crook's childhood was marked by a severe growth hormone deficiency that stunted his physical development and made him a target for relentless teasing and ridicule by peers, compelling him to cultivate humor, wit, and resilience as both armor and personal expression. This early struggle with identity and self-image shaped his meticulous approach to character work and his preference for nuanced, subtly human roles rather than purely glamorous parts. Professionally, Crook navigated a challenging early career, characterized by repeated rejections, typecasting, and the difficulty of being recognized beyond eccentric side roles. He endured periods of unemployment and the constant pressure of proving himself in an industry that often undervalues character actors. Despite these obstacles, he persevered, ultimately earning acclaim and BAFTA recognition for The Office, and establishing a reputation as a thoughtful, versatile creative through Detectorists and other projects. Off-screen, Crook has led a deliberately private life, balancing the demands of Hollywood with his commitment to family and sustainability, cultivating a modest yet fulfilling existence that avoids the sensationalism of celebrity culture. While he has no known scandals, sources close to him describe a quietly intense perfectionism, occasional irritability in collaborative settings, and a deep internal pressure to succeed creatively, all tempered by his generous mentorship of young actors. Currently 53 years old, Crook continues to act, write, and direct residing in England, with his net worth estimated at $4 million derived from acting, directing, writing, and television royalties. Isaac C. Singleton Jr., born August 1, 1967, in Melbourne, Florida, took on the role of Bo Sun in Pirates of the Caribbean 2003 at age 36, embodying a physically imposing enforcer among Barbossa's cursed crew whose silent menace and unwavering loyalty made him a quietly unforgettable presence amid the film's chaos and supernatural intrigue. Bo Sun's looming stature and ominous demeanor added depth to the tension aboard the Black Pearl, contrasting with Jack Sparrow's flamboyance and Gibbs's humor while reinforcing the deadly seriousness of the pirate curse narrative. Singleton's childhood was shadowed by economic instability and a strict upbringing that demanded discipline and physical prowess, coupled with early experiences of teasing due to his height and weight, which taught him to conceal vulnerability behind a stoic exterior. Professionally, he carved a niche in both live action and voice acting, lending his commanding presence to Marvel Animations as Thanos and voicing Sagat in the Street Fighter franchise. Though his trajectory was not without obstacles, early auditions were often lost due to typecasting as intimidating figures, and industry insiders occasionally noted his tendency to dominate scenes, a double-edged trait praised for authenticity, but criticized for inflexibility. Personal life challenges have largely remained private, though sources suggest periods of intense focus on career over relationships, contributing to social isolation and the sacrifices inherent in pursuing demanding roles. Singleton has navigated health and fitness rigorously to maintain the physicality required by his work, while also embracing the pressures of balancing voice and screen projects simultaneously. Currently, 58, he continues to work steadily in film, television, and gaming, with a net worth estimated at $1 to $2 million derived from acting residuals, voiceover contracts, and occasional appearances, reflecting a career built on persistence, versatility, and the cultivation of a commanding, memorable presence in multiple entertainment spheres. Michael Berry Jr., born in 1964 in Oxford, England, portrayed Twig, one of the cursed undead pirates aboard the Black Pearl in Pirates of the Caribbean 2003, taking on the role at approximately age 39. Twig was an eerie, menacing presence, mostly silent, but instrumental in creating the unsettling supernatural ambiance of the Black Pearl crew, a critical counterpoint to the film's comedic and heroic characters. Berry's upbringing in modest circumstances presented significant challenges. His family faced economic constraints, and he experienced frequent social marginalization and teasing, which taught him observation, patience, and strategic thinking skills that later informed his nuanced approach to performance. His career trajectory has included steady supporting roles in internationally recognized films such as Mission Impossible 3, Star Trek, and The Hangover Part 2, as well as creative writing for theater and television. However, he has navigated periods of frustration common to ensemble or secondary actors, including frequent auditions without reward, typecasting, and the challenge of achieving visibility in an industry focused on leading stars. Off-screen, Berry maintains an intensely private life with no known scandals, though colleagues acknowledge his rigorous work ethic and occasional insistence on creative control, reflecting the tension between artistic ambition and the collaborative nature of filmmaking. Personal life challenges include balancing family, career, and creative projects while living between continents, navigating industry pressures without compromising personal values. Currently around 61 years old, he resides in Los Angeles, continuing to act and write, and his net worth is estimated at $1 to $2 million, accumulated through a combination of acting credits, royalties, and writing work. Berry's story exemplifies the quiet perseverance and resilience of character actors who contribute essential texture to major cinematic works, navigating personal and professional trials while leaving an understated yet indelible mark on global audiences. Kevin McNally, born April 27, 1956, in Bristol, England, stepped into Pirates of the Caribbean 2003 as Joshua Gibbs, at age 47 portraying Jack Sparrow's loyal, rum-loving confidant and former Royal Navy officer whose superstitions and comic timing anchored the narrative amidst supernatural mayhem. Gibbs's blend of devotion, folklore knowledge, and cautious pragmatism made him a fan favorite, humanizing Sparrow's antics while conveying the pirate world's peril and camaraderie. McNally's early life was shaped by post-war austerity, parental divorce, and a series of relocations, leaving him socially sensitive and deeply observant traits that would later inform his nuanced performances. Career-wise, he faced challenges breaking into mainstream cinema, often cast in supporting or typecast roles, and endured the frustrations of long theater tours and the volatility of British television. While he avoided major scandals, insiders recall disputes over billing and pay on early-stage projects, as well as moments of tension during the shooting of ensemble films, where creative differences flared. Personal life complexities include the balancing of a demanding career with family obligations. Married to actress Phyllis Logan McNally, has maintained a relatively stable domestic life, though like many actors he has contended with periods of public scrutiny regarding minor tabloid speculation about lifestyle choices. At 69, he continues to work across television and stage, sustaining a steady presence in British and international productions. His net worth is estimated at $1 million, largely accumulated through decades of consistent, reliable work, and a reputation for professionalism reflecting both the rewards and the quiet struggles inherent in a long career, characterized by dedication and understated prominence. Trevor Etienne, born July 21, 1965 in London, England, portrayed Coiler in Pirates of the Caribbean, 2003 at age 38, lending the cursed crew of the Black Pearl a dark, silent, and sinister presence that complemented Barbossa's malevolent leadership and the film's foreboding atmosphere. Coiler's understated menace amplified tension during action sequences and illuminated the supernatural stakes faced by Sparrow and his allies. Etienne's upbringing was marked by modest means exposure to urban hardships and the pressures of navigating adolescence as a person of color in London, where he faced subtle discrimination and persistent teasing that honed resilience and a quiet self-assurance. Professionally, Etienne has cultivated a career balancing acting, directing, and producing with credits in high-profile films such as Black Hawk Down and Bad Boys: The Sioux, alongside socially conscious documentary work exploring homelessness and global forgiveness. Despite a steady, acclaimed career, he has confronted the typical vicissitudes of Hollywood near misses for prominent roles, occasional friction with directors over creative vision, and the challenge of avoiding typecasting as a background or intimidating character. Off-screen, he maintains a low profile, carefully managing personal relationships and public exposure, and has no known scandals, emphasizing integrity and social responsibility in his projects. Currently, 60 Etienne continues to act and produce, building on a reputation for versatility and commitment, with a net worth estimated at $1 to $3 million from film, television, and producing work. His career reflects the delicate balance between creative expression, social conscience, and the persistence required to navigate an industry that often marginalizes nuanced talent while rewarding spectacle and typecasting. Thank you for joining us on this nostalgic journey through classic television history. If you enjoyed learning about the cast of Pirates of the Caribbean and where they are now, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more vintage Hollywood retrospectives, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your memories and suggestions, so let us know which TV show or movie cast you'd like us to feature next.